People ask me all the time, what does it take to make it in the music business? Well, here are 5 music business musts that you absolutely must do. Next on Music Surgery with Dr. Bob. Hello and welcome to Music Surgery with Dr. Bob, where we cut into all kinds of musical topics, we diagnose the problem, we remedy the problem, and then we stitch it back up. Man, my hair's looking a little high today. I was trying to get a haircut and the week got away from me. I mean, look at this. Stay away from ceiling fans, right? Today's patients are 5 music business musts that it takes to be successful in the music business. Let's get busy and go to work on them. Go! Number 1, learn to play different instruments and to sing. Communication in life is important, and the ability for you to communicate to other musicians, singers, and engineers means you need to learn their language. My first instrument is drums, and I had no idea what guitar players and keyboard players meant when they said major 7 chord, or the engineer said there's too much 2K coming from that guitar amp, or the producer suggested that the singer flip to her head voice on the background vocals. I have, however, learned a great deal by taking lessons, asking friends a million questions, hiring some of the best musicians on the planet, and watching YouTube. Don't look at all this learning as a huge daunting task, but look at it as a fun necessity. And in a short time, you'll start to make strides in a fuller understanding of how music's made in all of its smaller parts. Keep in mind that you'll never know enough, but the more you know, the more valuable you are. And remember the famous quote from philosopher Francis Bacon, knowledge is power. Number 2. Punctuality. We all have busy lives with a million things going on, and it's very difficult to respect habitually late people, even if they're people we care about. How many times do we have to hear, I can't believe how bad the traffic is?
Dr. Bob, get your ass out of here. I gotta talk to these people. We didn't set me off again. I wake up at 4:36 a.m. to get my 2 children so fresh and so clean and off to school 30 minutes before they have to be there. I get to the workplace before the building open. What is y'all excuse? Get your ass in gear. Oh Lord, it's 4:35. I gotta go pick my kids up. I'm out.
You'll always find in the end that people want to work with other people that they like. Of course, your playing and singing chops have to be up to par, or you wouldn't be there in the first place. But in the long life of a musician, being on time is as important as having a backup guitar or an extra pair of sticks. Number 3, networking. Learning your instrument and practicing is a beautiful spiritual experience, and one that's hard to explain to people that don't do what we do. Now get your ass to church, or a club, or the table at the lunchroom at school where musicians hang out. You need them, and they need you. Part of being locked in your bedroom for hours and hours a day alone practicing can lead to social anxiety. That's okay, and often a hazard of the job. Lots of musicians have this, but there's only one cure. Go out and hang out. Every gig I've ever had, every record I've ever produced, every tour I've ever been on, and every dollar I've ever made in music is because of who I know. No exceptions. Don't let your social anxiety write the book of your music career. Go out and let your light shine. Number 4, learn a DAW. Okay, if you feel like you don't need to do this one, I welcome you to just stop the video now. We don't need to proceed. If you really don't want a career in music, that's okay, but don't waste your time watching this any further. Okay, if you're still here, then what's a DAW? DAW, or DAW, stands for a Digital Audio Workstation and is a computer program that enables you to record, create, edit, and mix music on your computer. It is essentially how all music is created and how all music will be created in the long foreseeable future. Basically, every song that you hear on the radio, YouTube, Spotify, in a movie or TV has been created on a DAW. There are very, very few exceptions. If you are a musician, it is vital to be able to record yourself and listen back to make adjustments in your playing and your timing. If you're a songwriter, it's mandatory that you can make a demo of your own song. If you're a singer, you should be able to record yourself, hear the timbre of your voice, and where you were singing sharp or flat. You should also know how to comp and tune your own vocal tracks. If you're an engineer or mixer, you absolutely must master Pro Tools. The days of mixing on large format consoles like the one behind me in this video are almost over and will be completely over soon. Also, most tours run backing tracks on a DAW while the live musicians play or sing along. Or don't. I said earlier that all of the work I've ever gotten in the music business is because of people I know. I can honestly say now that all of the work I get is directly related to being able to run a DAW. This will be the key to your success or your ultimate failure in music. It's up to you. Here's a quick story that shows the importance of knowing a DAW. I had the great fortune of writing a song called Breaking Inside with Brent Smith from the band Shinedown. I took 3 or 4 days to make a killer demo before I turned the song in, thinking this could help my chances of it making the record. I did it all at my house on Cubase, turned it in, and the A&R guy at the label loved it. Fast forward to the day they are recording it in the studio with killer producer Rob Cavallo for the album Sound of Madness. I get a phone call from my friend and extraordinary guitar player Tim Pierce, who's playing on the session, and he says to me frantically, Rob Cavallo just threw his hands up in the studio and said, "We aren't getting this. Get Bobby Huff on the phone." So Tim hands me the phone, and Rob Cavallo says, "I need the acoustic guitar part, the keyboard part, all of the electric guitars, and what snare drum is that?" Which I replied, "Stephen Slate, snare 2A. He said, "Get these files to me immediately," and handed the phone back to Tim. I went back to my studio, bounced all the files, and sent them to Rob's assistant. And not only did I get the cut on the record, but those files made it into the final mix, along with what the band and session players played. My son Robbie played the electric guitar parts they used. My lifelong friend Dale Oliver played the acoustic guitar, and I played the keyboards. So not only did we have the thrill of playing on the Sound of Madness album, but we also got paid double scale. All this to say, had I not been proficient at a DAW, none of this would have happened. This is just a tiny example in a huge sea of examples why everyone who wants a career in the music business needs to learn a DAW. Number 5, don't give up. Don't ever give up. The journey will be difficult. You'll want to give up many, many times. There will be many, many disappointments, many hardships that you will have to let go of and keep moving. The music business is constantly shrinking with less money to go around, and the competition is fierce. But music will be your constant companion and an important role in teaching you about life. How to ride out the highs, the lows, how to be patient, how to be humble, how to be happy for your friends' successes, how to enjoy the winning chapters of life that are easy and fruitful, and how to endure the hardships when nothing seems to work out. The truth is that you didn't find music, music found you. And once it's in your soul, you don't even care about the money. You would do it for free because it's not as much a job as it is part of the core of you. But remember, you will get beat up in the music business. No one escapes that. No one. Hey, life ain't easy no matter what you do or who you are. So if you love music, then do it and enjoy it. And don't ever give up. Okay, that concludes our list of the top 5. Sumner, what's this? I'm not reading this. Hey, this is Music Surgery with Dr. Bob, not Music Surgery with Sumner. Get your own YouTube channel. What do you mean? Actually, this is pretty good. Okay, number 6, learn to read music. Like learning a DAW, this can seem like a huge task, but most things worthwhile are. If good is the enemy of great and you want to be great, then you need to learn how to read music. Now, obviously, there are many different levels of reading music, and there's a huge difference between sight reading notes on the staff and a simple chord or numbers chart with some notated rhythmic figures. If you want to get into film scoring, jazz, choral music, or aspire to be a symphonic musician, you are going to need to take this category all the way. There are times these charts will look like thousands of tiny dots on a piece of paper, and it's your job to play it through perfectly the first time, no mistakes. If you're going to be in a pop rock band, country band, or a studio musician in these genres, you need to master chord charts or number charts and learn how to read rhythmic figures. There is nothing about learning to read music that will hinder you in any way. It will only help make you a more well-rounded musician. And for all of you engineers and mixers out there that think you don't need to learn how to read music, when the producer says we need to punch in the 4 chord in the second bar of the 3rd chorus and he throws the chart at you, good luck, my friend. You better know how to read music. Before we end every episode, we have a segment called Hidden Gems, where we tell you about a specific song, record, artist, or producer, etc., that you may not know about. This week's hidden gem, rhythm guitarist David Williams. Sumner, roll the footage. If you wanted incredibly funky and soulful rhythmic guitar parts drilled in the pocket of your song in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, you hired David Williams. Some of the songs he played on include Rock With You, Billie Jean, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, and Bad by Michael Jackson, Open Your Heart by Madonna, and King of Wishful Thinking by Go West. He even had a rhythm guitar solo on the hit Wanna Be Startin' Something off Michael Jackson's Thriller, which is either the #1 selling or #2 selling record of all time, depending on which week it is. Let's head over to Jason Roller's studio, the Magic Shack, where he's going to show us how to play the solo in Wanna Be Startin' Something. Here we are at the Magic Shack with Jason Roller, and he's going to play the Wanna Be Startin' Something David Williams rhythm guitar solo that we talked about. Jason, do you want to talk really quickly about what you're playing through and the guitar and the pickup and all that?
Sure, absolutely. This is my Godin Strat style guitar. I think on this song he's using the middle pickup to get that little funk
spanky
thing. Yeah.
Cool.
So we got this running through my head rush over here. This is the little gate board. Just pretty clean sound, set up just a little bit of delay. But
all right.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Here we go. A couple white guys.
Yeah.
Let's do it one more time so they can see what you're doing, and then I think you said there was a harmony, like a third up or something. And we'll show that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Take it away. Try to play it better than the first time too.
I'll try
Sick, man. That's awesome. Great job, David Williams. So, did you record that pass?
I did.
All right. Well, can we keep that pass and then do the harmony with it so they can hear how it goes? Also, notice that this is a world-class guitar player that does that for a living, but is completely fluent at a DAW.
I get to sit and listen for a minute.
That's right. To my brilliant track.
It's fantastic. Oh, see?
Awesome. Great player, great funk solo by David Williams.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Thanks, David, for all the great playing, and thanks to you too, Jason.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you have for us before we leave?
Yeah, actually, there is.
All right.
I got something, little something my dentist showed me.
A little something your dentist showed.
Yeah.
Okay, take it away.
Pretty cool.
Jason Roller, everyone. Well, I think we've successfully cut into, diagnosed, and remedied the 6 things that you must do in the music business to be successful. Nurse, stitch them up.
Ew.
A special thanks to Jason Roller for helping us out this week. Check out the links below for Jason, the Magic Shack, and check him out live on tour with the band Alabama in a city near you. Sumner, take a bow. I'll see you the next time the doctor's in.